meters. This is a loss of around 400,000 plus cubic meters, contributing to around 42% of loss. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, Homa made a 17% abnormal loss. This is a worrying trend, Honorable Speaker, but we are happy, again, that on this, if you look at the human resource establishment of Homa, it is again said that some of these controls of the losses could not be possible because of the staffing number, which was occasioned by low tariffs and low income, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have been promised by these great men that are working in this company that in the future, such losses, they have put in place measures to reduce such losses. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, as a people, yes, of this great company, this is a report that should be an eye-opener. Water is life, Honorable Speaker, and a county or a government that does not have a working water system is prone to die, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as leaders of our region, of this great county, we need to help Homa so that into the future, Homa can do much better. I support the motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, we want to appreciate the chair for he has moved the motion, and we know this report is very voluminous. Allow me to reiterate to very few points, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on this qualified opinion, Honorable Speaker, we realize that there were inaccuracies in the financial statements, Honorable Speaker. This can be attributed, Honorable Speaker, in one, that when there was a balance of 210 million, 674, the land and the buildings were not disclosed, Honorable Speaker. This was the fact that the land and the buildings still has got the ownership from the Lake Victoria South Water Works Development Agencies, Honorable Speaker. And this, Honorable Speaker, cannot give out an updated asset register. And after such, Honorable Speaker, it is high time that the ownership were transferred, Honorable Speaker, to the Homa such that we can have an updated asset register. It's also stated, Honorable Speaker, that there are HR management challenges where we have realized of low wages and high wage, Honorable Speaker. And this, Honorable Speaker, Homa should comply with the employment laws such that the services can be enhanced. And the county government, Honorable Speaker, of Homa Bay should consider enacting a law that Homa becomes the provider entity of water. If this is done, Honorable Speaker, then we are very sure as a county that the services within the Homa will be enhanced. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, allow me to talk on the low on-source revenue that was realized within the company. And we know, Honorable Speaker, this has been realized due to duplicated meter numbers, Honorable Speaker, where we cannot get the billings, and also on the modalities, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when the committee was taking the Homa and the water department through, we believe all the responses, Honorable Speaker, and when adhered to, Honorable Speaker, in future, then the Homa will become viable. With those, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Moyo.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I want to congratulate the chair of this committee for moving this report in a beautiful manner. Honorable Speaker, Homa is a very big company, and I think it's the only one we have in Homa County, and it is serving Homa municipality. Honorable Speaker, this is a company that we do not think should be having challenges in having its records straight. Finances are very important. Recorded, Mr. Speaker, we cannot rule out pilferage. And if there are pilferages, Mr. Speaker, we are making losses. Mr. Speaker, I think the company should change on that. Two, Mr. Speaker, others have talked about hiring services of our people. Mr. Speaker, with the current inflation, somebody cannot live on a salary of 14,000, Mr. Speaker. I think they should know that these are people who are also having families. And if they are hired to give services, they should be given good remuneration, Mr. Speaker. The company should also change on this, Mr. Speaker. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to talk about the major work that this company is doing. That is water supply. Mr. Speaker, we are really lucky that we have not had an outbreak of cholera in Homa County. The water supply is so ill done that if we have an outbreak, we may have losses of life in hundreds. Mr. Speaker, I have people draw water from drainages and they use them for cooking, washing. Mr. Speaker, it is so bad that with this kind of company, we still lack water. I think they should work much harder to see that the municipality has enough water for its people. Mr. Speaker, I recline to my seat to support this report that it should be adopted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Watadung.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'm rising to support the adoption of this document. And on the same note also, I want to appreciate the committee for the job well done. I think they have made us enlightened much more so on Homa and also on the auditor's report. I want to thank the committee because this time around, Mr. Speaker, I think the first thing that they have done to us is they've helped to explain some terminologies. I remember the last time we were having a PAC presentation, there was an issue about qualified and qualified declaimer, issues about audit reports. I think from this report, they have explicitly given the meaning of a qualified report. And the meaning and the explanation that they have given, Mr. Speaker, should send all of us aback. Because how come an institution within our watch can have a qualified report? It should, that is heartbreaking. That means it is under our watch that we have such a company. seriously wrong with us. I stand corrected on that. I stand corrected, and Mr. Speaker, I hope we'll have time to check. If this is the first qualified report, then well and good. Mr. Speaker, I want to raise just a few issues. As I read the report, gone through the report, a number of issues have come up, but I just want to highlight a few, Mr. Speaker. One, for an organization or a committee that Homa needs to have, in fact, in the words, if I put it verbatim, the committee have written that they have recommended that Homa should develop and maintain an updated asset register and evaluation report, Mr. Speaker. That is very worrying. If at this level, the auditor would bring that, would comb the documents that they presented and come up with such an issue that the asset register is not up to date, Mr. Speaker, that is one. The second issue I want to raise is about the staff and wage bills. This is a company that is having a wage bill of 54% versus the own source revenue. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm just wondering, again, how feasible this is going to be. That means, with my little economics, that this is an organization, as much as it's not meant to make those huge profits, but it should be operating at optimal level. Optimal level would mean that the average revenue, the average cost, the marginal revenue and marginal costs of the organization should be equal. That means we are operating at optimal. When we have an asset value of 0.33, that means we are making negative returns. So, Mr. Speaker, and that there are those 9 people who are being underpaid or who are underpaid. Mr. Speaker, just on that note, there is also the rhetoric in the report that the dominant sad to note that the dominant community was not explained, but it's worth noting what this dominant community means in this report. But without laboring about what it means for our purpose, for my purpose of discussion, all this loaded means that by and large, there is going to be an increase in the wage. If these things are corrected, then the wages must go up. And already, the company is operating at 54% of its own source revenues. Mr. Speaker, this report is very enlightening. And that is a worrying point that we really need to. Mr. Speaker, the third issue I wanted to raise is about, as you read the report, the committee, the management keeps talking about reviewed tariffs. Mr. Speaker, this is again another worrying point. Because as much as we are talking about reviewed tariffs, you look at what has been accepted by Homa and Western vis-a-vis what our people are having. Mr. Speaker, I'm seeing we are going to have a relapse. That most of our people, and especially for Homa Bay Town, as Honorable Molo has just alluded, if they have been using water from sewages, I think it's not going to afford the water as it is in the tariffs. So the cheaper option for our people is they will be drawing water directly from the lake. And in retrospect, it means that we must be able to equip our health facilities. As much as we would be ready to read this, that we really need to take concern of. Mr. Speaker, the next point that I wanted to raise just before I conclude is the legality of this organization. Mr. Speaker, if we look at what has been reported, what the Auditor General has raised, and then coming to the conclusion that that Homa is not legally constituted, then, Mr. Speaker, this to me answers a number of questions that one would want to ask. Then, in this circumstance, then the first thing that should be done is to legalize the organization. Because if they are not a legal entity, then it means the managers and everybody who is operating this organization is not taking care, because they probably know very well that there can't be legal charges against them. This, to me, should be the lowest hanging fruit that the county should be thinking about. That was, Mr. Speaker, that came up last week about roads. It is coming up again this week, and the recommendation of all these committees has always been that a policy, a bill, a policy, and regulation should be brought to this assembly. I think, Mr. Speaker, this is now is taking us down the drain. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I want to support this report and say that it is a revealing report that we as an assembly need to really act, need to internalize and act about. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me also to make police supporting this portion of this report. Well, this is a very good report, and I was keen when the chair was going through it. It has not been super potent. Mr. Speaker, reading a part report is something that is not very easy. You have seen cases whereby even the chairperson of the park running away, second, declining to second. So thanks, Chair, for taking us through this good report. Honorable Speaker, Homa is a municipality. People will do development in this municipality. My question is, how will people come and invest in a municipality that there is no clean, safe water? Mr. Speaker, this is very sad. I don't believe in increasing the tariffs, because the first thing is to consider, where do people get their earnings in Homa Bay town, which is a municipality? How many families do we have here? So if you increase the tariffs, it's not going to work. And I fear that if nothing is done, Mr. Speaker, the Mawasco, they will start selling raw water to people of this county. And Mr. Speaker, one thing that we have to do as this assembly is to make sure work is done. I'm very sure that the honorable members who are in this house, none of them, I think, have even gone to where water is being treated by the Mawasco. I don't know if there's any building they have ever gone. So we don't know the standard of water which is being treated. Honorable Speaker, I know of a friend who was having a machine, the one that is used for selling water. He went and bought water from Mawasco. The water was packed. The following day, he was called to go and pick the bottles of water because all of them were not very clean. And he had to pay over 2 million, and that was the close of his company. So as Honorable House, I think sometimes we just need to go and check what these people are doing. Mr. Speaker, if you see an organization that cannot give financial statement in terms of numbers, must be something wrong. So if nothing is done, then Mawasco is taking Homa Bay County nowhere. I wonder the capability of the people who are employed there. I wonder if they have the technical know-how, people who are really helping them. But something must really be done with Homa. Because even in terms of accountability, they're losing a lot. When I check about the auditor giving its findings and the answers given by the Homa, I think they're just contradicting. And I hope that this thing, the report we are now today going through, will reoccur, it will repeat itself. Because they have not answered anything concerning the problems that were raised by the auditors. Honorable Speaker, if you really are concerned that we really want to help our people, then I think something needs to be done. But you see, we are very good in reading a report and also now debating over reports. I'm a senior member and I'm here for some times, but you see nothing is done after reading the report. Honorable work has taken over 2 hours reading the report, members are debating here, then will you say yes or no at the end of it, then from there's no follow-up totally. Mr. Speaker, I think this House needs to do something concerning that if we really want to help our people. We have very many municipalities, Homa being the biggest, Oyugis, Kindu. If there's no clean water in Homa Bay, do we expect clean water to be in Oyugis and even in Kindu, those municipalities? So I think the people of Homa need to be called and then integrated for further investigation so that something can be done. So this is a very good report, Mr. Speaker. I support it, but I say that let something be done, let us follow. And Mr. Speaker, I think you need to sit with the Committee of Implementation, where I'm also a member. You need to sit with the Committee of Implementation. A number of things have been passed in this House, but you see, if they are not followed and nothing is done, then we are like trying to squeeze water from a rock. So members, I think something needs to be done. We are here to represent the people who elected us. We are not here to do anything apart from that. So let us do our work, and by doing that, I think we'll be counted. Mr. Speaker, thank you. I support the adoption of this report.
Thank you. Because I'm not seeing any other Honorable Monoflore Chondiek.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to take this opportunity to thank more so the Secretariat, who took a lot of time staying awake for 2 nights in order to produce this report. They worked tirelessly to ensure that we bring this report to the floor of the House. I want to thank our Honorable Chair, plus the members of the committee, and any other person who took part in the production of this report. I really thank you so much. It is something that wasn't very easy, but at long last we brought the report to the floor of the House. Honorable Speaker, we have spoken, we have seen the report, and in fact it was such a lengthy report that we cannot blame the chair for having taken a lot of time in reading the report. This is a very substantial report that even if it meant reading each and everything that is in the paper, there was nothing wrong with it. And I think some of us could have been, bored because they participated in the making of the report. But otherwise, kudos, Chair and the Secretariat. Honorable Speaker, I have very little to say. Members, this is a report that is made by the House, the Pike Committee, not the Auditor General. They have just shown us where there are lapses. And we have deliberated upon the lapses and brought the report to the floor of the House. Now, this shows us very clearly that could be it is us who are sleeping on the job. Let us oversight them, and we'll ensure that all these anomalies that are stated in the report are corrected. There are so many, I cannot cite them, but let us ensure that these people get the employees get their salary on time, the meters are read, the broken pipes are remade, so that these people do not make, that initially they were making losses. But right now, if you go through the report, you will realize that they have come from negative to positive 4M, which is, of course, a plus to them. But still, there are so many things that we need to mend so that these people work. We people who interrogated them, we talked, so as to get this report, we realized that they are green, and they are not privy to what they are doing. So please, the Committee on Water, most of you people, take charge and ensure that you help this company. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tom Adinda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. From the onset, I would like to support. As I support, I also thank you for doing the report. Mine will be brief, Honorable Speaker. First of all, honorable members need to know what is a qualified audit report. A qualified audit report, honorable members and honorable Speaker, is a good report. Why is it a good report? Most of the things that we are saying, or the auditor said, does not heavily affect the financial statement of an organization. If you see the queries that auditors raised, it was just a matter of reporting, like the reporting on a different template, reporting of the assets and plants and equipment, which are the fixed assets, the ratios, which are called the margins. So first of all, we have to agree Homa Wasco tried, because they have a good report. Second, most of members would be directed to different committees, like different committee of what. The chairman was reading a report based on a report. The auditor general gave a report of Homa Wasco, while the chairman was doing a report based on a report. So most of the queries that I think honorable members has raised should be directed to the Department for Water or the Committee for Water. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tom Adinda Kindu Ward. Because I'm not seeing any other person, I'm calling upon the chair and the mover to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank my colleague who have debated. This report, I don't want to blame anybody, including members who felt it was not proper for the report to be adopted. This report was technical. It requires also a technical brain so that you look at it and understand where are we coming from and where are we headed. This is not just, I will say, this is not just a plain report like the reports that we do from the departmentals. Auditor raised issues and we had no any other obligation on how to amend them. We were only supposed to advise and give an opinion on it, Honorable Speaker. And that is what the committee did. It is also a good indicator, has been already alluded to by my colleague, Honorable Adongo, that this is the position we are. What are we supposed to do? It is now upon this Honorable House and my Committee of Water that we take charge and do something. Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with, and this I'm giving thumbs to my secretariat. Honorable Speaker, and the honorable colleague members who are there, for the first time when we were doing this report, I saw Honorable Whip. You know, Whip is an aged person. He's aged, you know. And this gentleman managed to sit up to midnight. I was wondering if somebody who is almost adding 80, he can sit up to midnight. That was an indicator that he was committed. Going forward, I believe that if there are areas that we did not polish in terms of reporting, we are willing and flexible. We are going to improve on that. But again, we also need to note that the report we were presenting, it had a number of issues that were supposed to be navigated. Going forward, we had an engagement with the Department of Homa. They are promising, even from their response to the auditor questions, that they are going to improve. We want to see the next report that they'll be bringing before us after the audit. I want to thank you and encourage you that let's adopt this report so that it can be used as the stickyard so that we move as a team. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Before I propose, I know Honorable Whip is just a mature youth. He's not an old man. And at the same time, I know the speaker is blind, and this is my profession. I'm a professional accountant. So I also happen to have gone through this report as it was being read, and so that I also agree with the follow-up, because there's insolvency issue being talked about. There's a farm being a levered farm, that means the liability is more than the assets. There are liquidity challenges, and you know that liquidity is like the blood that flows in the vein of a human being. Without blood, you are dead. So without liquidity, the company is dead. Profitability challenges mentioned, there are poor records in assets register. There are reviews tariffs, which you can debate about. The legality of the organization, once the follow-up is very necessary there. So I will recommend the committee concerned to follow it to the latter. So, honorable members, allow me now to put the question that this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on general on Homa Bay County Water and Sanitation Company for the year ended 30th June 2024. As many of the similar opinions say aye, will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes